Today has been quite a journey. I just came off of, how many hours? Like, what? I'm thinking. One, two, I just came off of an almost 7, 8 hour drawing stream, but I was the one who was drawing. From beginning to end, and, there were See, I had this idea, right? Like, the thing about commissions is they're like requests, but someone has to pay still. They're, it's like, you want free requests, but commissions aren't free requests, they're paid requests. It's just that the person is paying you to make a request. And I realized that I needed something more substantial to show that I'm capable. So I did a drawing stream, and I asked the people there, like, hey, request things and I'll draw it. I'll do illustrations. And then I did it. And there were some moments where it was like 4 characters, but the last one especially, like, I had to basically design the character myself just from description, whereas all the others had reference and things like that. And it was just like my playlist fueling me, keeping me going. And I just kept going. There were some times where I thought I was like out of luck and I was gonna have to give up or just like shelve it, or I was backed into a corner with a few steps. But then I just kept thinking through it and coming up with solutions, and you know just trying to be like, you use the program. What do you have here that can perform these functions? Okay, now do this. It reminded me of when I used to draw on my phone and come up with like workarounds and ways to make things look good that didn't initially look good, and just problem solve. And I did it. I did 6 straight illustration, nice professional looking illustrations, and it only took like 30, 31, 32 days of no, 32 days of doodling a day, and about 5 different days of 3D drawing practice and doing little simple things and coloring them, with my one very good friend. Just like, it took 31 days plus other like hours of 3D shape practice, just drawing shapes, just trying to get my mind in gear. And then this morning I woke up and I felt it all of a sudden. Like, my brain was just like, you've got the juice. You've built the habit. You've been drawing 1 time a day. And sorry if I sound I'm just like out of it. I'm a little out of it. But I'm just laying here getting a little energy back so I can continue to do a few more things I have to do before I wake up in the morning. And I gotta go to work. Go to that job, to that work that I have tomorrow. And man, that was something. But I'm proud of everything I made. I really am. And as I was saying, 31 days, 32 days of just doodling, sketching a day, doing those little drawings, multiple days of just like spending a couple hours doing the 3D drawing practice, drawing the 3D shapes, going for depth. And then, just woke up today and I was just like, I can do this. I got this. I mean, I know I have the 3D shapes. I've been practicing that. And I know I can doodle a day, and I know I can make something just like that. Everything has been building up to this exact moment, and for me to continue on from here. Now, I don't think I'm going to do another 6 hours tomorrow. I'm definitely going to rest tomorrow and like doodle a thumbnail, but that's the point. I'll still be doodling a thumbnail or something like that. Keep that going. But man, whew, that was a lot for me. And it was relieving as well. It was after a now a part of me always does is like, no, you're not supposed to be drawing for free for people. You're supposed to be making money. You gotta get commissions. You gotta get paid. Don't do free stuff. But it's like, these people literally are never going to ask me for commissions or anything because I have nothing really to show. I have old art from years ago, or just like dinky little sketches I've done recently. But today, for the first time in a while, I have something to show to people. Hey, this is what I can do. Pay me, please. Spend a little money. Spend a couple moolah. I'll do this for you. Spend some moolah. I got professional skills over here. But, yeah, it felt good. It felt good. It felt really good. So, yeah, once more, doing free drawings, and even one of the people was there, like, oh boy, free commissions. And I was like, you're telling me. In my mind, I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, you're telling me. Oof. But this is part of building up to something. I have to do this at least once so that I can, one, get myself back into that. This is the best I've ever used Clip Studio Paint, either. I went through multiple, I feel confident now. I feel confident. This was a good day to just, like, build that confidence and sort of get back into, like, that, like, you're ready, go for it. You can't do that every day, but today is that day, and just make sure you keep drawing once a day. Even if it's like a little doodle, a little stick figure, just a basic box, or an outline, just a little doodle, and, just something generic. Whatever it is, a pattern. I feel good. And it did mean that I have my ad ready, but I didn't get to post it today. So I spent the first half of the day working on like setting up some social media stuff and getting things prepared, figuring out how best to try and get people to see things and make people aware, and try and set myself up to make some money. And then speaking of money, like, in the middle of that, there was like a little thing regarding money in the middle of that, but thankfully the people I was working with were very lenient and understanding, and it took like 1 or 2 tries, but we managed to sort it out, and it was because of just like a last minute thing that, they were understanding about, and thankfully we got that paid. Unfortunately, it required that I had to ask the other person to chip in a bit more, but thankfully what caused that expense is not going to happen again. So, back to just like, so it's the combination of me making less money than last time, and then end up that expense on top of that stinks. But I feel confident. I'm getting closer to being able to make that money. I did have to pause on studying for the driving today, though. I did have to pause on that in order to work on that. So, gotta make up some time on that. But it was good. It was a simultaneous practice building confidence day, but also this is going to be useful kind of day. And I was very pleased with that. Look at me. I'm supposed to be like drawing for fun and things like that, and I am, but for me it's like some part of me always has to have it be for something. I'm a very extrinsically, not totally, but a pretty significant portion of me is extrinsically motivated. So for me to draw daily, it did take some level. There were some drawings I made for myself. Like there are lots of drawings I've made for myself, and that's it. Or just made for me and a friend, me and my one very good friend, and that's it. And they haven't been shared with anybody else. That's it. But for me, I'm very extrinsically motivated. So doing the journals is also the perfect time for me to draw once a day, work with my energy and how I work, and doing this stream as well, and doing these requests. But I am building towards doing more of just things for myself, doing things on my own. I'm learning to build intrinsic motivation more and more, on top of extrinsic motivation, and trying to balance the two more often. But that's what I've been talking about just like watching a TV show and just watching it for myself, That's why I wouldn't watch TV or play video games, cuz it's like, well, it's not going to do anything for me, but then I got to remember that not everything that's productive is going to be about money, or going to be about showing other people stuff, or about other people. It's just like rest. Like, no, that's rest, and sleeping, and getting your rest is also good. And taking that moment off, and knowing when to do and when not to do something, and protecting, but it's this thing I've been talking about ever since I started these journals, is protecting my creativity, protecting my rest, protecting my time. And just gotta remember that it's also healthy to do something that isn't for other people, isn't necessarily for money, or to be that kind of productive, but it is productive in its own way, and that it gives you mental rest, it engages you mentally, it helps keep you sound-minded and rested, and not sound-minded in an extreme way, but like, what's the better word for that? It helps keep you engaged, getting a healthy input, input output, balancing your input and your output, and preparing your input for your out. It's a whole thing, but it's a whole thing. Just healthy to stay engaged and keep your mind, keep yourself engaged, and enriching that's the word I'm looking for. Enriching yourself, enrichment, rest. It is very dangerous to spend all time thinking about work. External productivity. It is also productive to think about, like, taking care of oneself, enriching oneself, resting, taking a moment off for a second to just, finding that balance. And I'm finding more and more of it. I still haven't gotten myself to play video games yet. Still haven't gotten myself there yet. But yeah, I'm getting there. I'm going to watch. I'm gonna get myself to watch TV and do video games. Take that personal enrichment time to just, I can't think of it too succinctly right now because I'm a bit tired. But you know what? I'm gonna stop this here. And I'm going to upload this and get rest. And then maybe I'll have better wording for it later on. Good night. Good night.